need to invest in mentorship. I think that's number one. I think men need to take the responsibility to look at those women that are the high performers and really invest in them, and really help them and understand that we have a responsibility to do that, a differential investment that we need to make in women to help them move along. The things that I find in working with women that are in leadership positions is, number one, they're awesome leaders in the truest sense of the word. They're very inclusive, they're great listeners, they're very focused on specific outcomes, which I think is really important. They create very inclusive teams, and they recognize the importance of varying opinions, if you will, consensus, but also are not afraid to make that tough decision when they need to. So they bring some really, really important leadership attributes to the table, and I think what I find most interesting in working with the women is the environment in which they create. It's one that really is focused on very specific outcomes and also is fun along the way. One of the lessons I've learned is that when women that are either on my team or people that a woman that I'm working for, when they let men off the hook a little bit and recognize that there is a discomfort, it changes the dynamics completely. And so one of the things you might want to think about is to, in a way, sort of co-develop that relationship with that male counterpart or that peer or that person that you're working for, because it is uncomfortable. The phrase letting one off the hook is really centered around creating a comfortable work environment, an appropriate but comfortable work environment. And sometimes I think men today are a little uptight about what they can say, what they can't say. There's some bias, I think, that exists. And I think the more that both men and women can kind of co-develop how they'll work together and what some of those communication protocols can and should be, I think is a really important way to create trust on the team, and from that, higher productivity sooner. I see a real culture shift. At the same time, I think when we look across the society, the most successful organizations are making this transformation not because they feel that they have to, but because they see the benefits of doing so. So they're really committed to it, not complying with something, but they're really committed to the business benefits. And as I mentioned today, the statistics bear out that companies perform at a higher level when they are diverse, and in particular when they're focused on a women's agenda and including them in key leadership positions. So there's an economic imperative, there's a social imperative, and frankly speaking, if we get those right and everybody focuses on the benefits of that, then this becomes something that absolutely is something we all need to be doing a whole lot more of.